Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain how the StandX market maker works. It is one of my favorite platforms to be a market maker on because of how they give you the points. So let's actually start from the point distribution, and then I'm going to explain the exchange and the market maker. So one important thing is their market maker point distribution system. The good thing is that you don't have to necessarily get your limit orders accepted. So as long as you are providing liquidity, even if nobody takes your limit orders, you are still making points, right? So they have to be in a competitive position, but actually you can also manage that. The thing is, if you send your orders further down or further above from the mark price, for instance, let's say in 30 BPS range, you get a smaller share of points. If you send them super competitive, you get 100%. And if you send them somewhere in the middle, you get 50% of the available points. I think it is one of the only exchanges that gives you points even if they don't get accepted. So if you set your system smart, that is actually pretty effective. And another thing is they give you loser points. They just came up with this today or yesterday. Maybe the name is not so appealing, but it is true. For instance, as I was testing the system, I lost about $500, and this is how many points I got for it. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? Actually, it makes you kind of feel that. And then, while you are market making, as your orders get accepted and you make volume, you get perps trading points. And also for referring perps USD. So there are other fields that you make points, but I think for us, this market maker, and maybe maker uptime are the most important ones. And I hope you guys don't make so many points here because it means that you have lost so much. Anyway, so let's go to our settings. By the way, this is going to get more polished. I'm just giving you guys a brief preview. So what it does is, this is the StandX token. As you sign, it is automatically pulled here. Just be careful, it is valid until this date. You have to refresh it before it expires, obviously. Then you select the coin, it's obvious. Select the leverage, enter your leverage, that's obvious as well. Okay, BPS. If you are not familiar with this terminology, BPS is actually about how close you are to the spread. As you enter a smaller BPS, you are going to be closer to the mark point. Yeah. It is more likely that your limit order gets accepted. And if you enter a larger BPS, then you are going to be further away from the intersection, from the market price here. However, then you make less points. So finding the sweet spot is up to you. You can be super aggressive. In these settings, I am very aggressive because I want to demonstrate that how the aggressive settings work, because there's a lot going on, as you see here. However, I might want to be safer in some cases. So try them both, see which one you like better. It all comes down to how much money you spend or how much money you make versus how many points you make. So actually, even though you are getting only 10% of the points here, 1 to 10% of points here, because you spend way less money, so you might end up with a more effective cost per point. I hope it makes sense. So not necessarily that being aggressive is always the best case. By the way, we are going to change the titles here. They're just placeholders, but I'm just explaining the logic to you guys. So order per direction is how many maximum orders you want in either long side or on the short side, so that you don't accumulate too much. Order per size, actually it is miswritten. It should be size per order. So per order, what do you want your size to be? We are also going to update this because it doesn't make much sense. What is 0.001, right? It actually means 0.001 Bitcoin, and we are going to show the dollar amount next to it. So these are going to be UI improvements. And max position size per direction in either long side or on short side. How much do I want my total position to be? And then take profit, stop loss, BPS. This is a little bit important because it actually changes the behavior of your bot. So if I send my BPS as 4 and if I send my take profit and stop loss BPS as 2, it means that when I send, actually let me show it on here. So when I send my off order here, as you see, above 2 BPS and below 2 BPS, it sends limit orders as take profit, you see, and as take profit and stop loss. So yeah, this is how it essentially works. Again, you don't have to go this aggressive.